Good morning, everybody. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll wait here for a second for a few people to join, then we'll kind of kickstart the live broadcast. It's not going to be a really long one today. A lot of things going on today, and yeah. So let's wait for some people to join in, kind of talk about some of the things that's going on in tech today. Good morning, everybody. What's up? Good morning. How you guys doing this morning? We got some interesting things to talk about, some crazy things to talk about. First off, to kind of kick this off, thank you to everybody for getting the channel to 9K. Last night, I just got wind of it. We breached the 9,000 mark, and yeah. This channel is what it is because of you guys. So I do just want to take that opportunity to thank all of you. Yeah, I don't know how many content creators actually like sincerely thank their followers, their subscribers, their friends. I like to think of you guys as friends more than just just subscribers. That just sounds so impersonal. You guys are friends. You guys make this place what it is, and you guys make my videos, do well. Which everything that I make for my videos goes to my kids, goes to them for whatever they want. So it's always, humbling for me, and I know my children are very appreciative of it. So thank you guys. No, you're not late. I just started. Hi, Robert Hughes. How's it going today, man? How's your weekend? So we got a bit of news. T-Mobile got hacked. I don't know if this is regurgitated news, but I remember hearing something about this a few months back, and I don't know if this is the same experience or not, because it sounds like I read articles about it today and this morning, and it sounds pretty much the same as what happened last time. People are getting T-Mobile customers' information. I'm doing good. How's your day going? My day's going pretty good. It is going pretty good. I woke up this morning. I have a new adventure along the way, which I will share with you guys once that's pretty much like, ironclad. Then I'll share with you guys some exciting news. Fingers crossed. Been praying every morning. Been praying every night for this opportunity that's come my way to make sure that I acquire this opportunity and run with the ball. And then once that happens, I'll tell you guys what it is, because it definitely is, something that I'm going to be very happy to be able to do. But yeah, T-Mobile hacked. What are your guys' thoughts about that? T-Mobile hacked again. Being able to see account information, account numbers, passwords, billing zip code addresses. T-Mobile released a press statement saying that the hackers did not get debit card or credit card information or any of those very, very sensitive materials like social security numbers or anything like that. But they did, in my opinion, they did get sensitive information, because if some random person has my address, has my billing zip code, it is that's sensitive. You don't want no one knowing where you live, what you're doing. Heads up, don't mind, all the kids are up. They just woke up right now, and early morning kid fights and whatnot. My kids are, they're pretty much out there right now. My son's watching Gravity Falls too, so he's like super excited. He loves that cartoon. I think that cartoon's a little bit on the more crazier side. But anyways, T-Mobile basically hacked, man. This is not a good look, especially for the merger. Hang on one second. I'll be right back, guys. I wish I could pause this, but... You guys keep it down, okay? You want to grab your phone here? You're going to go in the boys' room. Go sit down there. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Back. I'm sorry. I had to leave you guys for a second there. Just had to make sure the kids were okay. They were yelling about something. So, anyways, yeah, T-Mobile hacked, man. That's kind of scary, and that's not a very good look for T-Mobile and the Sprint merger and all that, because I don't even want to call it a Sprint merger. Let's just say a Sprint acquisition, because once they get like the full go no go, they are. It's just going to. They're gonna. The name's gonna drop. Sprint is gonna absolutely disappear, erased, like it was never there. And then the new company's name is the new T-Mobile. But this is not a good look for T-Mobile, because if they can't keep customers' information, secured, just wanted to know, do you think other carriers will do things like T-Mobile giving out free stuff once a week? No, because if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now. With the whole Pop Trigger, thanks so much. Appreciate it. And it's more of a celebration for you guys. You guys made the channel 9,000 subscribers. It's your guys' hard work, because you guys tune into the videos. You guys tune into the live broadcasts. You guys, comment, share on social media. So it's your guys' hard work. I don't really do anything but sit in front of the camera. So this is for you guys. But no, I don't think any other carrier is going to be doing like a T-Mobile Tuesday type thing. They would have done it by now. They really would have done it by now. And I don't know. I guess John Ledger lives by that philosophy. You got to spend cash to make cash. And he kind of like looks at that concept, right? Like you give your customers free stuff. Word of mouth brings in more customers, so you make more money that way. I mean, that was like a marketing strategy of theirs. We'll see. We'll see if we get to the end of 10K. If we get to the end of 10K, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try to do something nice for everybody. Hey, Coffee, what's up? So, but yeah, first topic right now we're talking about is T-Mobile getting hacked and customer information being leaked. What are you guys' thoughts about that? How do you guys feel about that? Thank you. It's just a celebration for you guys. You guys did the work. I didn't do anything. Don't give me recognition for it. I'm very humble that I even got to that point. And like I posted on Instagram, it's a slow growth, but it's a consistent growth. So the channel goes where it's going, and it's all because of you guys. Get a tramp stamp at 10K? No, I'm diabetic, man. I can't get it. It'd be too risky for me to get tattoos. Trust me, I wanted to. And I talked to my doctors about that. Like, what are the risks, for me being type 2 diabetic? What are the risks of me if I wanted to get like a tattoo sleeve? And he told me, like, you could lose your arm. So I'm like, oh, okay, tattoos is way out of the question now. Would be funny though, right? It would be funny to like literally go and do that, because I mean, personally, if I wasn't type 2 diabetic, I am that weird that if people were like, yeah, if we get you to 10K subscribers, you have to do a tramp stamp with Boost Mobile on your back, I would do it just to make everybody laugh. My thing is just making you guys smile, making you guys laugh, and ultimately just passing on information, really. But yeah, T-Mobile hacked. Use customer information's out there. Someone has. If you're a T-Mobile customer, 9 times out of 10, someone has your info. I think they said like it was like what, there's like over 2 million customers affected. That's crazy. That, I mean, like, and the way T-Mobile said it too, they were like, they didn't get your sensitive information. Like, my home address is sensitive information. My first and last name that's on my birth certificate, that's sensitive information. Do they have customer thumbprint information stored? No. According to what T-Mobile said, they didn't get debit or credit card information. They didn't get those. They didn't get social security numbers. So I'm like, okay, like I get that, just send pizza if you have my info. Funny enough, I shared a thing on Facebook. It was weird, those weird videos that people see that like they're not viral videos, but they get across pretty easily. And 2 guys fighting, and a guy is able to break up the fight and stop them from fighting by giving them both a slice of his pizza. And I was like, pizza has been proven to stop fights. I'm like, okay. What about MVNOs that use T-Mobile service? No, MVNOs are not affected. Just T-Mobile customers. Whoever was able to hack it and get in there just got T-Mobile customer information. That's it. Oh, let me grab my other phone real quick. Unlike Pepsi stars riots. Yeah. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, from what I read, it's only T-Mobile customers that's been affected by all this. And it's crazy. No, I haven't seen Android Authority's videos lately. I haven't really been able to see a lot of videos lately, and that's just because I got like a lot of things happening right now. I'm making a changing in where I work. Kind of stepping back into the mobile phone business thing. Jared Lewis, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's why guys like John from MTR and CV Tech and Paul Tech Right. That's why they're flourishing. That's why they're flourishing because these guys actually focus on the mid range levels. I mean, they're well rounded. So like even though like they review budget devices that come out and mid range devices that come out, they also dabble with flagship phones too. So they're anywhere in between, and I think that's what's really helpful. Storm alert from yesterday. We had like a thunderstorm last night. Stop notifying me. Flash flood warnings. But yeah, a lot of these major channels, like I said in the past video, and it was actually Joe Hindi that said it in the podcast, that they absolutely have no interest in mid-range or budget devices. Which I think that if you're gonna be a tech reviewer, you gotta kind of be everywhere. I review Boost Mobile because I use the service, right? So if I'm gonna tell you guys something about a phone that's on Boost Mobile, I gotta be able to use it. But I will dabble with other things and just kind of like try to make it, as well-rounded as possible. Now, I will touch base with flagships, like talk about them. I don't buy them to review them. That's because there's like countless reviews of them already. But I will give you guys my opinion about a flagship if it warrants that. What do you think about updates where people always want on Android? What's your take on launcher versus a real version of Android? It's it's there for that reason. Android is open source and very customizable. So for me, there's one particular launcher I gravitate to the most, and that's based off of stock Android, and that's the modded Pixel launcher that you can grab from XDA. I like using that one, and that's just because it brings a near stock Android experience. But it depends on the phone you have too. Because if you have a phone that has like a low amount of RAM, know this, that when you run a launcher on top of it, the stock launcher that's on the phone continuously uses RAM. Even if you disable it, you can't actually disable it, but if you force stop it, it's still using memory in background. And then you have another launcher, your launcher of preference on top of that, that's already using some of the RAM as well. So it's just, it's preference. It's all preference. For me, I rather use the stock launcher that comes with the phone, or I would use the Pixel launcher, and that's pretty much it. I really wouldn't use anything else. I mean, I've tried Nova. It's nice. It's very customizable, but sometimes I think it just goes a little overboard. What's up, buddy? What car? Here, take Pikachu. Close the door. My son came, stole Pikachu from my desk. Well, he wanted his car, but I don't know where his car is. It's not in here. But yeah, so hey, It's all preference. Whatever you guys like to use, you guys use. You know, there is no wrong way. That's what I'm gonna tell people. There is no wrong way. Everyone is unique and different in their ways. Moto G6 or G6 Play are good phones. Yeah, I'm getting a G6 Play. Should I? That's entirely up to you. If you want to go for it, go for it. The G6 Play to me is a pretty good phone. And then of course people are going to be making all kinds of videos about it because when it reaches what?
See what it does.
Mario?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. That's my SD card. You don't need that. Yeah. Close the door. I gotta fix this SD card. It was formatted for adoptable storage, and then the SD card got corrupted. It's a 32 gig SD card, so I have to get it entirely reformatted back down to a FAT32 partition, and that should work like a champ. But what was I talking about? Yeah, the thing is, like, a lot of people you're gonna see a lot of videos, especially when 9.0 Pi makes its way to the G6 Play, and there's gonna be like countless videos about that. Of course, I'm gonna do mine because I'm kind of waiting for that to see what else it fixes with the Moto G6 Play.
Daddy.
Oh yeah, I could do it that way too. What? Your car's not in here. It's in boys' room.
I want a car.
Go get it.
I can't.
I can't go in there.
I can't.
Why, she's gonna throw a fit right now.
I can't.
Go ask Xavier to get it.
I can't.
Go ask Xavier to go get it.
I can't. I can't.
Look, everyone's listening to you throw a tantrum. You got shy. Go ahead. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. What? Go get it. Come on. Don't tell me you can't. That's not a word you can't use. I just told you I can't. Come on. Go tell you to get it.
No. No.
Sorry about that. Oh. Okay, my bad. Paul, what's up, man? Sorry, I wasn't here when you popped in. Taking care of the kids real quick. Early morning, and they're all swamping me. Well, they all know. Well, my son knows I'm doing a live stream. He sees the phone set up and everything. So, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, crazy enough as is. Crazy enough as is with the whole T-Mobile thing. I think that's crazy. Going back to that. But what are your guys' thoughts? Everybody else, like, what do you guys think? Knowing that T-Mobile's T-Mobile customers' accounts have been hacked, all private information is now visible. How do you guys feel about that? And let's say if AT&T had the same problem, or Verizon had the same problem, like, what would you guys think? Like, how would you guys feel if you had to get like an email from your service provider and they were like, hey, we do have to inform you that your information, the security of your information has been compromised. How would you guys feel? It's a Nerf war in your house? That'd be awesome to be there. Nerf wars are fun. My kids right now, they're like totally fighting over, what do you call that? They're playing that, Fortnite. They're playing Fortnite right now. Like this week, it's just been it's been busy. I've been having to run my oldest son back and forth to the store so he can get a card for his PS4, and then he comes back, he plays Fortnite. I hear him yelling, and I'm like, dude, school. You got school in the morning, and every day of this week, I get him up for school. He's like, falls asleep in the shower. Almost late to school every day. It's crazy as hell. But other than that, so the LG Stylo 4 Plus is now available, and the price is $279.99. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I'd be mad as well, but there's nothing one can do about it. Everything eventually gets hacked if things are connected to the internet. Yeah, I don't know. You just think like a multi-million-dollar company like T-Mobile would have, better security. At least I'd like to think so. And then it makes you wonder too, like if T-Mobile gets hacked, just how many other, major businesses out there get hacked every day and they don't tell anybody about it. The LG Stylo 4 is overrated, or the 4 Plus? Because there's a Plus version now. It's on BoostMobile.com, and it's for $279.99, which is ridiculously overpriced. That's my opinion. I'm gonna go on record and say it. The Stylo 4 Plus is ridiculously overpriced, as the Stylo 4 is ridiculously overpriced for what you get out of it. Like I told people before, I'm okay with it at max being $129.99 for the Stylo 4 and $199.99 for the 4 Plus. That's at max, which means that that's the highest I would even consider paying for it. Yeah, it is. It is. I think LG's testing the waters with this. I'm thinking LG is testing it out to see what consumers are willing to spend for the phone. Because if you think about it, and I'm just throwing out a theory here, so don't take this as fact. But if you think about it, Cricket's LG Stylo 4 was priced differently. T-Mobile and Metro PCS is priced differently. Boost Mobile, Sprint's is priced differently, right? The Stylo 4s are literally almost the same except for Cricket's. Cricket's is like kind of like just above Metro and Boost Mobile's, but I'm not sure if Cricket's one is waterproof. Or not waterproof, but water resistant. But you have all these different prices for the Stylo 4. And I honestly really feel like that LG is testing the waters. Because if they can put more features into the Stylo and make it become a contender to the Note. I mean, I know people will say, well, they got the V series, the LG, V30, V35, V40, that's, soon to come. And those are supposedly going up against the Note. But the Note, its main feature is the stylus on it, and for LG, the stylo, or the stylus for them, that is their main thing. Well, just buy a refurbished Note 5 for 5. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna want something that's like the Note, then if you're okay with getting a past generation, might as well go get the Note 5 for the same price range. Might as well. Oh gosh, he's trashing the living room. My son he has these monster trucks, and he likes to make them float, roll across the dinner table really fast and knock things over. It's kind of like kid bowling. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not really. I really wouldn't compare the Stylo to the Note. The Note has more features that are enabled for the use of the stylus on the Note series. The Stylo has a stylus, and yes, it does have pen pop, but there's not a lot you would really, pull the stylus out for. Yeah, ZTE phones are okay, but no features software. Oh. Yeah. Have I seen the J6 2018? No, I have not. For a second, I almost thought about the J3, but that's two different ones. No, I haven't seen the J6. That's why I honestly think that LG is doing with this, because if people are okay with these prices, right? If not a lot of people refused to buy the Stylo because it's overpriced. I don't think LG would back the Stylo series to be a contender against the Note. If people do, I'm scared to see what LG will do with the next stylus that comes out. I have the ZTE Z Max Pro in 2018. It has all good features, but the OS is out of date, which I just downloaded the new launcher. That looks like. Yeah, or, if there's root and custom recovery and, there's developers working on updated ROMs for it, then you can always flash a ROM. No, ZTE's been around for a long time. Long time. Even on Boost Mobile, they've been around. Like, you can look at the ZTE Warp. The original Warp. That's been around for a long time. ZTE, the thing with ZTE and Huawei and all them is, obviously Chinese manufactured, and there are some things that some companies the U.S. government doesn't want here. There are some companies that completely rip off Apple and iOS, and if they actually sold phones here, they could legitimately get a lawsuit slapped on them. So they're actually protected, not selling here. Anonymous, I am here, bro. Hey, Anonymous, what's going on? It looks nice, but they have competition. What looks nice? I guess HTC gave up the budget market. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. HTC is like, they need to find their identity quick. And I think one of the biggest downfalls to HTC was that they prided themselves on that they built premium phones, right? Like a lot of HTC phones, if you go way back in the day, they were made with, with metal, aluminum. Oh, you said Apple and iOS, they're the same. Anyways, I kind of threw myself off there, so. See. How do you donate $100? What do you mean? Like, donate to an organization? Oh, to me? Why would you want to donate $100 to me? For support? I don't know. I guess there's what do you call it? There's a $sign at the bottom if you have Android. Oh yeah. Oh, the super chat thing. Yeah. Did you do that? That's totally up to you. But yeah, back to HTC. So yeah, HTC always prided themselves in building premium phones. When they when other companies started to dabble in that, like Samsung started to go for glass, or you have an iPhone? I couldn't tell you. If it's in the chat, supposedly there's like the super chat button thingy or whatever. That's how you would do it. So I'm not too familiar where it would be on iOS. But yeah, Samsung started going with glass. They ditched plastic. LG going with some glass as well. And other companies using metal. HTC basically fell off its pedestal, as it's no longer the only company that makes phones out of premium materials. And they've yet to try and find a form of identity. I mean, the HTC U series had the little squeeze where you can squeeze the metal rail, and it has like a sensor inside to feel pressure. But that's not something that you would be renowned for. You wouldn't yeah, that's where HTC pretty much needs to find an identity. They need to find something new that will make them unique. And I honestly feel like that the budget market they would actually do better in. I mean, my favorite device from HTC is the One A9. The only bad thing about that phone is the battery they used in it. They used a battery that was very weak, that would not get you through a whole day of battery life. And, I really wish that HTC would just, Be like, yeah, you know, we have a, you know, a 3,500 milliamp hour battery. That's the same size as the battery in that phone. Send it in. We'll service it. We'll replace it. We'll swap it out. But I mean, they don't have any type of services like that. I really do believe that like HTC could dominate in the budget market if they would actually just put the effort and time and work into it. You know, build phones not exactly like the One A9, but just with concepts like the One A9, because the One A9 was a very awesome phone. My friend has an old LG, but it had its own app store, not Google Play. Huh. That's interesting. So it like, does it use like the LG Smart World? Is that what it was, or like a? Not entirely sure. What was the model of the phone? Because I know like Samsung has their own app store. But you think it was an LG phone? I see. But yeah, another thing that I want to make known to all of you is I know YouTube is doing this thing, and I think it's weird that they're doing it, and so I am actually going to toggle it off. But it seems like that YouTube is going to start focusing on putting out more non-skippable ads in content creators' videos, and I think non-skippable ads are annoying. Like, I put ads in my videos because they're going to run the ads anyways. So if they're gonna run ads in my videos, and I am gonna make money off of Google for it, but non-skippable ads, I don't want to subject you guys to that, because that to me that kills videos. You guys should have the power and control that if you guys want to see the ad that they place in my video, then you'll stay and watch it. If you don't want to watch it, you'll hit skip ad. Like, that's your guys' control. Federico, what's up, man? Yeah, I know. It's I don't rely on it like a source of income that, you know, you can say you can make a living off of. YouTube takes a high percentage of what the ad company pays out. And then, yeah. He's so awesome. He's like, open the door. But yeah, they take a high percentage of it. Yeah. No pets allowed. But yeah, they take a high percentage of the ad revenue, and then you get paid scraps. But the point is that getting paid scraps is better than getting, you know, nothing at all for it. So, what do you think about piracy apps versus paying for it? So I know people will go and search for APKs that have been patched, so they can utilize an application that otherwise, if you download it from the Play Store, you would have to like pay like a one-time fee or a monthly subscription fee. Me personally, I say to people, you know, do what you want to do. Like, I'm not gonna tell anybody don't go looking for modified patched applications, because yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do. You know, y'all are grown and y'all can make decisions for yourselves on that. I will say, be careful of the source where you get these files from, because this is how, you know, people get, you know, backdoors put into their phones, and there's, you know, malicious coding written into the app itself that allows users access to your device. Trusted source areas that I go to for applications that's either not available for my device but could run on my device, or just, you know, is not available in my region. I go to apkmirrors.com. That's where I go, and if they actually have a APK file that's a patched version of a paid application, then I'll run with that. But like any other place, you know, I'm always sketchy. Like if I'm going to download the APK and if I'm going to sideload it. Oh, so you get APK from... Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some people will actually go to those sources like APK Pure or APK Mirrors. They'll go there to get like the next version. Like, say like Android Messages has this, you know, this new feature where you could switch it to dark mode or dark theme, right? And it may not be available in the Play Store as an update to you right now, but the APK file has already been ripped and posted up on APK Mirror. And you could grab it from there and update your app before it even reaches you in the Play Store. I mean, those places, I mean, that's what I use them for. Or like to get like the beta version of something just to try out something that would be like a feature. Does not have dark theme yet. Mine's doesn't either. Mine's does not have the dark theme either. It's supposed to roll out. It's funny. But yeah, mine doesn't have a dark theme either. I got YouTube Red from an APK. YouTube Red should actually be going down because like right now, YouTube Premium was where it's at. Like I had a family subscription to Play Music, which gave you YouTube Red, and I forgot to pay it, so my services got put on hold. So when I got the email, like, you know, because I tried to stream music and it wouldn't let me, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to play Google Play. I went in there to pay my subscription, and then YouTube Red was gone, and I got an email that was like, you know, subscribe to YouTube Premium. Because YouTube Red is gone, and then we'll show you how to cancel your family subscription for Play Music because Play Music comes with YouTube Premium. And I'm like, I have to do all these things. And it was like halfway annoying at times. Let's see. So, yeah, I don't know. Fortnite mobile verification is all crap. What do you mean by that? Because I mean, like, I'll tell you guys right now, I don't really play Fortnite, so I don't really play Fortnite. I don't really know a whole lot about it. My son can probably jump on here and tell you guys everything he knows about it. I do know that that Max Lee is currently trying to find a way for you guys to be able to get Fortnite on your phone without having any of the listed devices that it's compatible with at this time. And I know one of his methods that he's doing with it is actually you need to be rooted because you're going to have to edit the build prop. It's a scam? What do you mean it's a scam? But yeah, so apparently editing the build prop, changing the name of your device, changing the model number of your device, everything that the app is going to look for, apparently is how you would trick the system into recognizing that your phone was like a Galaxy Note 9. Anything with a survey or a verification. Oh. Yeah, you guys got to watch out for that stuff. Verifications, surveys. Yeah. Even some people, I mean, sometimes people don't put like a malicious coding within the APK file that's hidden. Sometimes they don't do that, but like the way they make their money is like, you know, you try to download it, you really want to download the application, so you end up doing like 5 or 6 surveys, which they get paid for the surveys you do, and then you finally reach the end of the road, and it's exhausting and tiring because you just answered a bunch of things like, how often do you drink Pepsi products and all this other crap, and then you finally get the file, but they just made like, you know, 50 to 100 bucks off you. Yeah, they do. Because when the moment you click that survey or you click that ad or verification, whatever it is, that click is just like as if it was a click on YouTube. If you click on YouTube, you know, it makes revenue for every click, right? I'm saying same concept, you know. It's just yeah. So yeah, they get paid no matter what. Even if you don't do the survey, they still get paid because you clicked on it. You clicked on that little download, big green bubble download. You clicked on it. They get paid. So, yeah. It's kind of crappy that they do that. It's kind of sad. But yeah, as I stated, with the non-skippable ads here on YouTube, I will not be doing that to you guys. Why is the LG Stylo 4 Plus is $279 on Boost Mobile? Because that's the pricing that they set it at. That's why. There's nothing, like I said earlier. I was saying this is that I honestly fully believe my theory that LG is testing what you as a consumer is willing to pay for a stylo. If they raise it up in price with different features, is that going to be okay? Are you going to pay for it? And I'm honestly thinking that LG is probably going to end up winding up pushing the stylo to contend against the Note, but I could be wrong. Saying I want stuff, but it's fake. Yeah, anything that tells me that I want something that I don't recognize, I don't ever give it time. I know what I try out for. Like if something comes through and I know it's legit and it's like you can win $100 gift card or whatever, and I know it's absolutely legit because I do the research on Google to see how many people got the same survey or the same questionnaire. No, not on the wall. Go ahead. Close the door. But if it's legit and I try for it, then I know if I get an email that says, hey, you won. But like if you get those random emails that's just like, hey, congratulations, you won a trip for 2 to the Caribbeans. It's like, well, how'd you find me and when did I sign up for that? Because I know I didn't sign up to go on a trip to the Caribbeans. Yeah, you gotta really be careful on the things that get sent to you. Like I look at my spam folder and I laugh to see all kinds of stuff, like those emails. It's like, they call me by my first name like they know me, and they're like, "Hey, it's me, Julia. We haven't spoken in a long time, and remember when we talked about doing this business venture?" And I'm like, "Business venture." Let's see. Hey, bro, do you still use Freedom Pop service? I'm using Unreal Mobile right now, which is part of Freedom Pop. If they get your address, not really, because a lot of things that you sign up for that could potentially harm you as far as like, your credit. There. Go ahead. Don't spill it. You drink it and put it on the table, okay? All right. Love you, buddy. Be good. Yeah, it would, it would require more sensitive information like social security number, DOB, things like that. But for them having your address, yeah, there's other malicious things that can happen, like stalkers. Stalkers can locate where you are, I've seen like real scary Snapchat stories. One in particular I'll share with you guys that was kind of crazy. I don't know how true this is, but it was a very interesting story. But a brother and sister were left home alone. Parents went out. Brother wanted to go see a girl, so he waits till his sister falls asleep and he leaves. While he's gone, later, his sister messages him on Snapchat, and she's like, that he's being too loud and all this other stuff. So he decides to spill the beans and tell his sister, hey, when you fell asleep, I left. I'm not home. So what sounds are you hearing in the house? The sister's like, no, stop playing around with me. I know you're just trying to scare me. And then, so the brother takes a snap that he's at this party with this girl from school that he likes. So now the sister's kind of panicking because she's left home alone. Brother's freaking out because someone's in the house with his sister. He starts trying to make it home. It's like a 15, 20-minute walk to get to his house. And he's like telling his sister where to go, where to hide, to go into his room, go underneath his bed, stay there. He's calling the police. Sure enough, police get to the house. The sister makes it out. She climbs out of a window. Cops get to the house. They can't find anybody in the house. Person's gone. But there was forced entry from the back door. So could have turned out worse. I mean, like, yeah. And that's all from, like, people getting addresses and stuff like that. Always fall for the, you win a free laptop, went through the whole process and didn't get anything, and all of a sudden I fall for it. Yeah, be careful with that. I live by this philosophy. If it's too good to be true, it's likely not. And if it's not something that you could vividly remember, subscribing to or signing up for, then it's not. See, I enjoyed the LG Stylo 3 a lot. Awesome, Daniel. That phone's actually pretty good. It's light. Sometimes I'm afraid that it'll break easily, but it's actually kind of durable. Hey, RJ, what's up, man? Yeah, so I mean, that's like the malicious things that someone can do if they had your address. It's pretty much stalk the hell out of you. But yeah, to do any like reputable damage, like to your credit and anything like that, they would literally have to have your Social Security and your DOB. And even then, like for anyone out there, if you're not sure if people can have access to like your Social Security number and your DOB, I don't know if you guys know this, but you guys can go to the Social Security office that's in your local area. You can go there. You can talk with an agent inside. Kind of sit down with them, so let them know you're concerned about your credit. Have them actually run everything that was tied to your social that was ever ran your social for, and you can see if someone actually has your Social Security number. But you can also put it to where like it puts a lock on it. It's like anytime someone runs your Social Security number, like if you were like say to sign up for Verizon service, right? You give them your Social Security number and they run it. They wouldn't get any information back because the Social Security office would have to contact you first. You would have to give the okay in order for Verizon to run your social. And you can actually do that. Like Amazon makes me spin the wheel to win something, but it's fake. Yeah, don't fall for those things. I get the PS4 and the iPhone 10 scams. Yeah, so, but yeah, definitely. I would always say when it comes to your credit and it comes to your social, like be very, very careful with that and try to put as much security on top of it. Sure, at times you may feel like it's an inconvenience to you, but I'd rather be inconvenienced, for 10, 15 minutes and have someone from the Social Security agency actually call me to verify that I'm at a store running my Social Security number than to not, and anyone gets a hold of my social and just runs it for all kinds of things. Because I'll tell you guys right now, interesting story. Back in 2004, one of my friends and roommates from Job Corps, because I went to Job Corps, because I was, a mischievous mess up in my adolescent years, but I lived with them for some time, and then I ended up moving out on my own. This was like right before I got married from my first marriage. And so, I was trying to buy a house, and there were some red flags popping up. So I decided to, have my background checked on my Social Security number, what was being ran, what was it being used for. And also trying to track my credit, because I got, letters back from, what was it, it was like TransUnion and another one, that my credit was like real jacked up. And mind you, I mean, having no credit is just as good as having, good credit. It's when you have bad credits when it's really screwed up. And at that age, I didn't really run a lot of things under my social to even affect my credit to make it bad. So when I actually looked, there was like literally 24 attempts of trying to get cell phone service with Singular Wireless, Verizon, Alltel. And I was like, how many times did someone go in there trying to give my first, last name, my DOB, and my Social Security number to try to get an account? And it was stupid because I had Alltel at the time, and they were trying to run and get an Alltel account. And lucky thing that the representatives in the store for Alltel are not idiots, because they didn't tell the person, like, why are you trying to get another account when you already have one? They didn't disclose that there was already one. They just kind of, like, from that point, red flagged that, like, something's not right here because this person, name, DOB, social, already has an account and has 2 lines on the account. So wouldn't they just be asking for a 3rd line? But they didn't even ask them if they were looking to get a 3rd line. They just immediately just protected my info. And that I'm appreciative to Alltel for. But yeah, be careful. Your Social Security number, as much as people don't think it's that important, it's really important. But yeah, I'm going to give another 10 more minutes, and then I got a lot of things I got to do today, Saturdays. I enjoy watching your videos about all phones. Is Wish app a scam? I don't know. I've never really played around with Wish app. I've seen advertisements for it, but I've never really played around with it or dug into it. Maybe I'll check it out just to kind of see, and then I'll give you guys feedback on that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the state of YouTube is right now. I don't know why they're doing this whole non-skippable ads. But as soon as I caught wind of that, I'm like, I'm not doing that to you guys. I'm gonna let you guys have the control of watching an ad or not by skipping it or whatever. Non-skippable ads, and then people were like, "Well, they do the non-skippable ads because they make more revenue off of it." I'm like, "How?" To me, I feel like when there's an ad that's placed in front of my video and you guys can't skip it, it immediately just makes you guys want to just click out of it. So I have not tried Wish, but used Geek app and they're okay. Yeah, I bought one item from Wish with no issues, but I'm not crazy about Wish. Oh, there you go. RJ's used it. But yeah. And then Stylo 4 Plus. Overpriced. I will agree with all of you guys on that. It's overpriced. Stylo, I don't know. If I'm wrong about my theory, then I don't know what the hell LG would have all these high prices for. I mean, literally, it's not really LG that's doing the high prices because you got to think it's the carriers themselves that do it. So, like, Boost pretty much sells the phone back out for like $279 or the Stylo 4 for $199, right? Yeah, it's crazy for the Plus. Cricket sells it at whatever. What was their price for it? Was it like $250 for it? And then Metro has their pricing for it. It is for what you're getting. I mean, there's other phones that you can get at $279. You may not get it brand new. Like you can probably go get yourself like the first generation Pixel for $279.99, and that's like in great condition. In fair condition, which shows some sign of usage on the phone, you probably get it for like $179. The LG G7 is overpriced. You mean the actual flagship, the G7 Thankyou, or the... I get a note too, has better specs. Yeah. You can always go for that. You can always go for something else out there. Like, I think that's like one of the things that like they count on is because it's brand new. They think that everyone's just gonna like deal with the price, but they kind of forget that the market has been flooded with all kinds of different Android devices, and you can spend your money better elsewhere. You can always go to swappa.com and see what kind of great deals they have. You can probably get yourself a kick-ass LG V20 for way less than $279. You just got to find the right seller on Swappa who's willing to part with it and has taken care of the phone. That's the two things I look for in Swappa is the seller's seller rate, so like how they're rated for the sales, and then the fact of like what they're selling it for. Because like some people will price gouge on Swappa. I won't deny that. You'll go on there and you'll be like, okay, let me look for a Google Pixel phone, the original Google Pixel, and it being out for some time, and you'll see prices like $559, $600. You're like, wait, it's not brand new. And it'll be like, oh, I only used it for 1 month. I'm selling it for $600. Like, no. Treat it like how you treat a car. A car, you go to a dealership, $16,000 brand new. Once you drive it off the lot, it drops down as a price of like $8,000 or $9,000. Treat it like that. I used to work for Cricket Wireless. You really like their new model? Oh, cool. Can I show you my phone? What do you mean? Like the one I'm using as my daily driver? I've seen LG V20s go for less than $250. Yeah. So here's my Stylo 4. This is what I'm using as my daily driver. Yeah. The V20, yeah, you can find it at really good prices right now, especially on Swappa. Or if you get lucky and you have the money to buy a new phone and you get lucky around that time, like what they did with the I think RJ got it around that time when they had that deal for it, the Essential phone. So they had a crazy deal for it, and I missed it. It was already done by the time I was even thinking about getting it. But a lot of people at that time, you can tell a lot of people took advantage of the deal because then all of a sudden there was like a buttload of freaking unboxings on YouTube of the Essential PH1 or the Essential phone. Yeah, how much did you pay for it, RJ? I think it was like a really good deal. Yeah, $250. There you go. I mean, that was a crazy deal considering what it still goes for. Really sad that Essential's not going to put out another phone. I mean, because I've heard nothing but good things about the Essential phone. I've heard some nitpicky reviews about it, but like people's overall experience has been really good with the Essential phone. Moto E5 Plus overpriced on T-Mobile. How much does it go for on T-Mobile? Because I don't look at those things. If I have no intentions of buying it, I'm not going to research to see how much it costs. Nice phone though, but here's an interesting fact about the T-Mobile one. You have to be able, there has to be a way for you guys to get it on CDMA. So like if anyone is rocking Boost Mobile and they want that color of the Moto E5 Plus, there has to be a way because when looking at the official specifications of the Moto E5 Plus that went to T-Mobile, it is CDMA compatible. So not only does it just run off GSM or UMTS, but it also can run on CDMA, which obviously is what Sprint and Boost Mobile is. So if you can actually buy a T-Mobile Moto E5 Plus at a good price, then you can, there is a way, there should be a way for you guys to get it on Boost Mobile or Sprint. You just have to have the right SIM card for it. So far, I've used mine on T-Mobile and Verizon and Total Wireless. My phone is sick. It's okay. I like it. I mean, there's a lot of negativity around the Stylo 4, but I actually like it for what I use it for. It's about $200 for it. Like I said, and then, if there's phones that you want, I personally will tell people don't go for phones when they initially come out. Because, of course, the company's going to try to make every dollar they can off of it. If you can be patient, wait. Like the E4 Plus, I will get that phone. It's just not going to be anytime soon. I'm going to wait until there's a deal for it. If they take $100 off of it, then I would rather get it for a good price and then review the phone for you guys. I mean, yeah, sometimes I'm late to the game of reviews, but it's not all about, getting that review out right away for me. It's initially getting out what I think about the phone. And yeah, I mean, there's times where I gotten phones like 6 months after it came out, did unboxing and review, and people watched it. You can get a $29 version of my phone on Metro. Isn't it like right now Metro has it for free if you port in? Because I know the Metro service is getting better. Oh, on TrackPhone? I mean, if you can get it for that price and TrackPhone runs great in your area, go for it. Well, I only buy budget phones. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's seriously nothing wrong with getting a phone at a decent price. I mean, that's the whole point that I make to everybody. You can chase flagships if you want to, if you gotta have it. But I mean, flagship phones, most people that I see that have flagship phones, like especially here, like people that I know of, when they have them, they don't have them because they need the core features of that phone. They have them so they can show you that they have that flagship phone and that, I guess, it elevated their status in life. Like, oh my gosh, I bought a Galaxy Note 9. Now I am an A-lister. Red carpets will roll out for me and I'll be able to enter in with George Clooney and, all these other people because I have a Note 9. Like, that's some people's mentalities are like that, believe it or not. It's crazy. It's insane. We can make fun of it all we want, but bragging rights, exactly. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's how they really feel. Now they roll when they go home. But they fake it till they make it, though, right? See, like when they step outside, they'll put on their best outfit, they'll dress to impress, and they'll hold that Galaxy Note 9 in their hand. What we don't see is when they go home, they close the door, they have to press the clothes back up and fold it neatly, and then dinner tonight is ramen noodles. Which, don't get me wrong, I love ramen noodles, and if anyone asks me, there's so many things you can make with ramen noodles, but, I mean, they'll just eat the plain Jane version of it. It's just like Spam. People will be like, how do you eat Spam? Well, you know what? I grew up in Hawaii, and in Hawaii, we have like over 150 different recipes you can do with Spam. I see the new blue LG Stylo 4 Plus. Yeah, that's Moroccan blue. That's really all it is. It's sad that phones that come with 8.0 and not get 8.1 or P. Yeah, that's just because, it's more beneficial for OEMs to just have you buy new hardware with the updated software than actually update the software. Hopefully LG doesn't screw the Stylo series over because they were actually pretty good with their Stylo series and keeping it up to date. I mean, G Stylo made it all the way to Marshmallow. The Stylo 2 made it to Nougat before the Stylo 3 came out. The Stylo 3 has not gone anywhere from Nougat, but I'm hoping that they give the Stylo 4 the attention. The thing I have in the house is an expensive phone. That's worth money. And actually, not really, because like I mean, you bought it for $1,000, but if you try to go and sell it back out, you know, people just, they're gonna buy it for 80% of the value of it. How do I like the Stylo 4? I like it. I do. It does what I need it to do, and I'm not sure about the whole 2 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know exactly what people are trying to do with their phones, and I would want people to be a little bit more descriptive of what's happening when their Stylo 4 is becoming laggy. Because I use my phone, and my phone does not become laggy at all. Like I said in the review and the little short impressions, I don't experience any jank. I don't experience any slowdown. So I mean, I don't know. I'm at college right now. All of this tech support is helping. Oh, sweet, cool. Well, I'm glad it helps. Hopefully you follow CV Tech too, and Paul Tech as well, and John, if he's still here from Magic Tech Review. Hopefully you follow them. They got some good insight. I still love the G Stylo. Just wish it was a Go version. Yeah, like I mean, I know they have Android Go, and I know like they're gonna put it towards specific devices that have the criteria that can run Go. I just wish that like LG, Motorola, HTC, they would take advantage of that, because again, Android is open source. The source code files are there for their taking. If they would just take that Go version, and then they could throw their stupid little UI on top of it if they want to, but push it out there for their older phones and revive them. Revive phones, hashtag revive, let's say that for today. That's today's word, revive. Revive old classics. I mean, like I said, you know, the HTC One A9 is like one of my favorite phones from HTC, and if they would offer me to put a bigger battery in it, then you bet your ass I will send my phone to HTC. I don't give a damn if it takes 6 weeks for me to get it back. Put a bigger battery in it, send it back to me, and that would be my daily driver. If I ever get the iPhone 10, get the imitation of the Android version that looks like it. Are you talking about like the Xiaomi Mi 8? I think is what it is. It's like a direct clone, or the Moto P30, freaking Motorola, losing their identity. The iPhone 10 is a ripoff. Get the 8. Track phone one day will have a place where all their phones are laid out. They do here. Like here at the Walmarts over here. Like you'll have like the Boost Mobile section. You'll have Total Wireless. You'll have Virginmobile. You'll have Cricket. And then they have Track Phone, Simple Mobile, and Straight Talk. But yeah, no. Knockoff phones are just crazy. They're just crazy all on its own. All on its own. Motorola, I'm very disappointed in them with the P30. Like, why in the blue hell would you guys make a phone identically to the iPhone 10? And then, I don't get them. In my area, they have the Straight Talk phones laid out. Oh, okay. I don't know why. Stores should all be consistent. Like, if I ever own my own chain of like, you know, a general merchandise store, all the stores, I don't give a damn where you are. If you're on the East Coast, Midwest, South, or West Coast, all my stores will have the same things laid out, so you can find the same things. There wouldn't be no difference. You wouldn't go to one of my stores and be like, yeah, we don't sell this. Like, I know certain Walmarts don't sell Boost Mobile anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I called one of the Walmarts up when I was hunting down the LG Stylo 4. I called one of them up. I'm like, yeah, do you guys have the Stylo 4 for Boost Mobile? We don't sell Boost Mobile phones here. I'm like, what the? Why not? I get named like 8 stores here in Phoenix that do. Why are you guys like? Is there something special you're not telling us? I don't know. I don't know why stores do things differently. Just like I hate when OEMs make the same phone and give it 3 different specs. Like, what is the point? Like, who? Like, just say it. Just come out and say it to the entire world. We made this phone better for this carrier because they paid us more for it. When the holidays come around again in 4 months, will stores get those $10 smartphones again? I'm not sure if they'll get those again. I can tell you guys this much, though. Like, all these phones that, like, they're overpricing right now. Boy, I can't wait to see how much they're going to cost around the holiday seasons and Black Friday. It would be awesome if they would have a Black Friday sale for the Stylo 4 Plus and they sold it for 99 bucks. Holy shit, I would go and grab it. What's up, buddy? Hi, son.
Dad,
What?
okay.
Your car's not in here.
Okay.
There's no car in here. You took it outside.
Huh?
You took it outside.
No.
Yeah, that would be a must grab. If it was like $99 for the Stylo 4 Plus, that would definitely be a must grab. No. It would definitely be a must grab. If the Stylo 4 Plus goes on sale for Black Friday for like 99 bucks and then the Stylo 4 goes Black Friday for $49.99, there you go. But yeah, I intend to get those. I intend to get the Moto E5 Plus. It's gonna take some time. Like I said in the beginning of this live stream, basically, I am nervous because I am trying to switch over to a different job. So I mean, you know what? I'm gonna share it with you guys anyways, right? You know, so the company that I applied for is Assurion. We have an Assurion center here, and I'm not gonna be dealing with insurance replacements, but they have a tech support program that basically, you know, people call in that aren't familiar with their smartphones and need help. They need help either backing up all their photos to cloud storage. They need help learning how to download an application. And it's what I do here on YouTube, you know, so I'm like, that is going to be the perfect job for me right now. And I want it so bad. I mean, there's not really anything in my background I got to worry about. But, you know, you just get that nervousness and the anxiety of wanting to start something, you know, new that's good for you. And so I think that's where I'm sitting at right now. And so I'm waiting. Next week I'll get word back. And yeah, fingers crossed that I get it, you know. That's, hey, you know, I get to talk tech with you guys on camera, on live streams, and make videos. And then I get to do it as a 9-to-5 living. Why don't you work for Apple, bro? Customer service side. Well, one, you know, you wouldn't want me working for Apple because obviously if you know, see my channel, I don't deal with Apple products a lot. So technically, I don't know a lot of iOS, like as far as navigation wise. I mean, you can ask me a question right now, like how do I access this? And I'm going to assume it's in general settings of an iPhone, but I'm not going to exactly be able to tell you in specifics where it's at. I've never used Apple products and much less use iOS, and it's not a fanboy reason. It's just when I saw what they were doing in China for interns that wanted to work for Apple, and in places like in Vietnam, they had an internship program where people thought they were going to go and learn the business of Apple. But then what it actually turned out, what the internship program was iPhone assembly line. And to me, that's bullshit. You know, Google's no saint, so don't think that I'm like trashing Apple and saying Google's, you know, a saint. No, Google's pretty fucking stupid at times too. Like they were trying to do Project Maven. They were freaking helping the U.S. government to like optimize a system for drones to watch us in our own country. Like that to me was bullshit. Like Google will burn in hell for that. I don't give a damn if they pulled out, you know, from the Project Maven project. I don't care if they publicly announce that they're going to stop working with the U.S. government. They could be telling us that to shut us up and be doing things on the side. Or they may have already given the U.S. government enough of the technology basis to understand to build Project Maven. So, I mean, but, you know, when I saw that from Apple, I mean, that really, you know, it really took it to heart to me because I've been to those places, okay? My dad was in the military. I grew up, you know, in the Far East, and most of the places like the Philippines. And there was a naked, what? Like a photo of a naked guy? That's crazy. But yeah, you know, my dad was in the United States Air Force. You know, he did 20 years in the Air Force. And we moved around a lot. So I didn't really have a lot of friends that I can say I kept long-term friends over the years. I never got to experience that because I always made new friends everywhere I had to go. And I grew up in places like the Philippines. You know, I've been to places like South Korea. I've been to places to like Japan. And I know how those people are. And when you open an internship program saying learn the business of like what people do at Apple, and you're like excited because you're thinking you're going to go in there, maybe you're a good engineer or you're a good architect and you have some ideas and you think you're going to go to this internship program and you're going to be able to showcase your abilities, but instead you walk in and it's a sweatshop factory. Build an iPhone. That's what you're going to learn to do. How to put an iPhone together. That's bullshit. So yeah, I mean that's just me. That's personally for me. I'm not saying that you guys should change your thoughts or how you guys think about Apple. That's just me. Now, I hold Apple to that, so I won't invest in it. Kind of like, I hold them to it. So I won't pour my money into a company that I don't fully back. And Google does his mess ups, and it just weighs the outcomes just weighs less in my opinion. Some people feel the same way about Google. Like Google does so much shady stuff, and that outweighs them to ever wanting to try an Android device, and they have that right. Like you as a consumer have a right to do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it. My opinions, you can take them for what they are, or you can take them as a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, it's about what you guys want to do, and with your lives, what phones you want to use, what ecosystem you want to be tied into. Like that's your choice, and can't nobody tell you anything different. Going with my roommate to eat. See you later. All right, man. Appreciate it, Anonymous. Thanks for popping in. That's where like I always stand as a firm believer. It doesn't matter what phone you guys want to use or what type of ecosystem you guys want to be connected with. You guys have that choice, and can't nobody tell you anything different. And anyone that tries to tell you different is full of themselves. I will never tell you guys don't use an iPhone. Like just because I don't want to use it doesn't mean that I have that right to tell you guys not to use it. No, unless it was something very severe, like if I had insight that was confirmed legit that all iPhones were going to explode the moment you turn them on, then yeah, I would get on here and say, hey guys, don't use an iPhone because it's going to explode. But just to say don't use it because I have my own biased opinion about it, it's not for me to push onto you guys. If you guys intend in the future to have kids, it is a joyful experience, and things that they do will catch you off guard and just make you soak in the moment. So that's what happened right there. My son was just being adorable at this point, and it was just like, because kids, they're very animated. they put a lot of joy in your lives. Like I tell people I'm 36 years old. They're like, no, you don't look 36. No way. And I got to pull out my ID and show them like my birth date. It's August 18, 1982. I'm 36. Like, how do you do it? Because you'd pass for like your mid-20s. I tell them, I have kids that bring a lot of joy into my life. So I don't get a lot of gray hair. I don't get stressed out. My kids, they keep me young. My kids keep my youth. That's what it is. I love Apple and Android. I just love technology. Yeah, see, there's people that just don't care for the fanboy wars. You like things. You like things that Apple does. You like things that Android does. But let me tell you this. Apple... If anyone wants to tell me, like, yeah, Apple should just die already, no, I don't agree with that. The same as I don't agree with Android dying either. They need each other because that's how that's how we benefit from them. When they try to outdo each other with ideas, or they come out and they do, they try to become innovative, we as consumers win in the long run because we get some really either crazy, technology put out there that sometimes fails or sometimes, works, or, we just get some good technology out of it because both companies are trying to outdo each other. They're so busy fighting and building all these things, and we're like reaping the rewards. Like, was it Apple HomePod? And then you have, Google Home, both home assistants, pretty awesome, right? Yeah, people have their opinions and their preferences. That's the beauty of it. You can choose between them. You can use the Apple HomePod. If you're more endoused in the Apple ecosystem, it's going to function a lot good. Like, I don't buy these reviews where people are like, oh, the Apple HomePod sucks. Well, how immersed are you in the ecosystem? Because I know that HomePod is going to basically do very good for you if everything that you have is Apple related. I mean, for music-wise, you got to use Apple Music, right? If you're using Google Play Music or you have a subscription to that, then yeah, of course it's not going to work with the Apple HomePod. But I mean that's the thing about it though. And the thing about it is like when people trash technology when it comes out, I don't look at it. I don't look at the very first one as the one to judge it on because there's years of development down the road that could happen that's going to change the way it is. I look like I'm in my 20s. I appreciate that. Only 1 year older than you, RJ. Like someone saying that a phone sucks, but I've never used it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people will throw it out there, and they'll base everything off the spec sheet. It sucks because the spec says so, but not actually ever use it. I honestly feel like that's why I like Best Buy. This is not advertisement for Best Buy. I'm just being truthful with you guys. I like Best Buy because they will let you. I mean, well, for me, for my Best Buy here, they're so fucking cool. They'll let me play with any phone. They will take phones out of the box for me to play around with. So that's great. Like, I know this Best Buy, they try to have at least 2 or 3 Boost mobile phones that's like considered, out of box sale, and they'll sell it for like $30 less. Those ones, they will let me play around with the phone. I mean, of course, I can't activate it on my line, but I can connect with their Wi-Fi inside shop. I can play around with it and kind of see how it goes. So that's why I like Best Buy, because they'll let you. I mean, it's a grown man's Chuck E. Cheese. They will let you. Well, it's a Techies Chuck E. Cheese. Let me just throw that out the way. It's not just a grown man's Chuck E. Cheese. It's a Techies Chuck E. Cheese. If you're into tech, man or woman, you're gonna love Best Buy. And yeah, they let me mess with everything in there, and that's where I can come back and give little feedbacks here and there. I try not to say I know it all for a certain phone, because the only time I will drop that is if I can hold the phone in my hand and actually have it here. But I can go there and play around with the phone and kind of get an idea of what the experience will be like. I am an Android fanboy, and I agree Android does not have... Well, Android's ecosystem is much like its operating system. It's very fragmented. It's very fragmented. I am scared to see what the hell is that one called? I can't even remember the name of it. What its project name is right now. It's not coming. It's not coming up. I'm trying to think of it. But the Google's new operating system that they're going to push out for smartphones. I'm very scared to see what the future holds for Android. There's a lot of it is pointing that Android will die. Well, they were working on Andromeda. I know Andromeda was something that basically was that. It was for Chromebooks. That you could basically run Android on it. But then, even right now, like Chrome OS supports APK files. Like my Chromebook that I have, that one, I mean, yeah, besides it's a touchscreen and all the other crap, I can actually download applications from the Play Store and run it on my Chromebook. So, but I know Andromeda was supposed to be like a full OS that was just completely close to Android just for a Chromebook. And Ubuntu is another one that kind of relies on that. Basically, if to be honest with you guys, if you guys want Android on a computer, get a computer that runs Linux, because that's exactly what Android is. Android is based off of Linux. It's Linux for a smartphone. That's what Android is. I don't know if you guys know a lot about Linux, but Linux is all file based, and that's really what Android is. Free Wi-Fi is not everywhere. Yeah, free Wi-Fi is not everywhere. I think, but yeah, I mean it's that's really what Android really is just Linux. It's like 85%. Yeah, I mean, so if you can navigate Linux, if you're very familiar with Linux, then yeah. The only thing is that the UI on Linux is, I don't know what it is today, or if it's still even around. I think the last time I had a Linux computer, technically what happened was that modded my Windows laptop and had it actually boot Linux instead of Windows. Jaron Lewis. Do I remember you? Not personally, because I don't think we ever met in person. I think the only person so far I met actually in person was that one dude, Gene. And eventually, I think maybe this December I'm going to make my way out to California, so I may stop by and actually hang out with Paul Tech for a day. Because one of my, my Christmas gift this year from the two other streams. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember your username. But yeah, I'm intending to go to the Googleplex. That's going to be my Christmas gift to me this year, is to go and so I'm trying to make plans and preparations to do that, and that's also basically going towards where Paul Tech is. So I intend to stop by and like hang out for the day. Fingers crossed I can make that happen. Yeah, these months are going by pretty quick. We're already past halfway of 2018. This year's going by quick, and I'm super excited. I mean, September is right around the corner. But for me, my favorite holiday is coming up in about 2 months. That's Halloween. I don't know about you guys, what your guys' favorite holiday is, but mine is Halloween. And I hope this year my city goes out the way like it should. Because I said this, I think every year, I don't know, for those of you guys who followed me for a long time, you guys probably heard me say this. Yours is Christmas. But I've always complained about Halloween because of the feel. You don't get that spooky Halloween feel anymore. Like when I was a kid, God, I love Halloween so much. Because like you would go outside, like you would dress up in your Halloween costume, and it was something scary. It wasn't something prissy or non-scary. And then just by walking around, you would just hear like the wind blow. You would hear the tree leaves rustle in the breeze, and it was dark, and you just got that creepy feeling. And I freaking miss that. And then like you don't get that. Maybe it's because I live in a big city. It's just I don't know. I'm already for Christmas, bro. I am broke and I overthink for your gift ideas. For me, this is probably like you guys probably heard it's like a dime a dozen from a lot of people saying it, but it's actually absolutely true. But like for me, like like getting Christmas gifts is good. I'm not gonna lie. You get a Christmas gift, you feel awesome, right? I think the ones that matter most to me and that I take care of the most are gifts that are made. It's like, I can, a family member can buy me a brand new phone for Christmas, right? And yeah, I'm going to be happy about it. I'm going to use it, but I can end up losing it. I can end up dropping it. I can end up breaking it. Like my daughters for Christmas, a few Christmases back, they made me Christmas ornaments for the tree. They handmade it with popsicle sticks and some cotton balls to replicate like frost and snow. They took their school picture and put it on there. And those ornaments are so protective that if I was like, I'll do it when I put up my Christmas tree, and I'll show you guys when I do that video. They look as if they were made this year, like they were brand new, and they're not. They're a few years old, but because it was a gift to me from my children, I protect those things like like they were gold. The value to it, for me is higher than a diamond, and I will protect it. And I think made gifts or gifts that you put a lot of thought into are the ones that people appreciate the most. Like I know movies had made jokes about grandma knitting you a scarf, but really in real life, if your grandmother knitted you a scarf for Christmas and gave it to you, like I'm pretty sure you would treat that thing like gold. You'd probably wear it only on special occasions, and you would make sure that it never had to really, go through 100, wash cycles in a month, you know. And you probably hold it in the family and then pass it down. Those types of things I think are great gifts for Christmas. That's just my opinion. So, but Halloween, holy crap, man! I always said that the day I buy my first house, the neighborhood is gonna fucking love me because on Halloween I will turn my house into a haunted house and let people come in to have fun. I would get friends and family to come over and dress up, and we would scare the shit out of everybody. Funny story I'll share with you guys. It's kind of funny. So, how many of you guys actually watch the WWE and know the character Kane? Like, comment a thumbs up if you guys know who Kane is. Let's see here. If you guys know who Kane is, okay, you do. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna share this story. Okay, the missus will probably get pissed off because it happened to her. She shared the story with me, and I thought it was hilarious because this is something that I would have done. So when she was younger, she went trick or treating with her brother and sisters. Don't get me started on how WWE sucks now. But anyways, so they went trick or treating and they went to this house, right? And there was a guy at the house. He was standing there. He was dressed up as Kane, like not the new demon Kane that we see today, like the original, you know, like one sleeve cut off, one full sleeve, you know, fully covered mask. Yeah, and he's standing there, and she was like, "Oh, this guy has a, you know, like a mannequin of Kane standing out." No, it doesn't. No, we got a debate going on here in wrestling. But anyhow, so they get their candy, they start walking away, and I guess because they paid more attention to this Kane that was standing there, the person was not, masked Kane. The person decided to follow them, and when they left the front porch, they walked the sidewalk and got back to the street sidewalk. He started like walking towards them. So they like, okay, you know, they ran across the street and they were walking around trick-or-treating. All night as they were trick-or-treating, Kane was following them. The person didn't stop to say, hey, it's just a joke, it's just a prank. That Kane just literally kept following them all night, scared the shit out of them, even followed them back to their house. And that was the last they saw of him. But I was like, that's something that I would do, you know, just pick a random person on Halloween night and make their night as scary as possible. I mean, yeah, there's a possibility that they have a cell phone, they'll call 911. But, I mean, you know, the fun of that, right? Like, me, if I was to do that, I would dress up as Michael Myers, and just, like, follow people. That'd be freaking awesome as hell. All right. Talk wrestling real quick. The reason why I say that WWE sucks at this point right now. And I mean, I don't know how long you've been a fan of the show and you've been watching it, but the only reason why I say that it sucks is because their writers suck. The writers who write the storylines regurgitate every storyline that I've seen. Because I've been watching wrestling since the days of when it was all about the heroes. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, you know, Texas Tornado, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Legion of Doom. Like, those days where the heroes triumphed. So the heroes mostly had the belt. Like, they would drop the belt to a heel for 1 month just so that heel can feud with the up-and-coming, you know, face, and then drop the belt to the face, and the face would hold that belt for, like, 7 months. The Attitude Era came, and that changed. The heels started holding titles more, or getting titles more. It was a balance. Yeah, well, okay, I get that, you know. And hey, I guess, you know, you can say that about me. You can say that about, you know, anyone that still watches the program. Because even though, like I say, it sucks, I still watch it. I still watch Raw. I still watch SmackDown. I still watch pay-per-views, which I'm excited for the Super Show that's going to be in Melbourne, Australia. Like, I'm definitely going to watch that. And then Hell in a Cell, I'm kind of stoked for that, too. And I think today, too, what kind of also, you know, is like what you can feel when you watch the shows is the split in generation. The younger generation today, they have a different way of thinking, and they express that at live shows like on Monday Night Raw. They'll express that, right? Because, like, I know, like, right now, you know, WWE and Vince McMahon and them are really trying to push Roman Reigns to be like the front face of WWE. They're really trying to push him. He's not being well accepted. He is being accepted by like people that have watched the programming for a long time because they know that's the MO of the WWE. They always pick a golden boy and push him. And so, you know, they will kind of go along with it. But the newer generation fans, they're like, you know, they'll boo him, scream, you suck, and all this other stuff. So it kind of makes a split. And because of that split, it you know, it just kind of like distorts how everything is. The atmosphere of watching the show or being at the live event is very, very different. Like, I know, like me, I like Roman Reigns. I'll go on record and I'll tell you guys, I like Roman Reigns. You know, I think he's okay. His promos suck, but, you know, as a guy that puts people over, he does pretty good. The Finn Balor match he had, I think he did pretty good putting Finn Balor over. He didn't try to make it just because he was a big guy and Finn Balor was smaller that he would automatically overly dominate. Like, Finn Balor gave him a run for his money. You don't understand the hate with Roman Reigns. The hate with Roman Reigns is that this newer generation of fans, they know WWE's pushing him as the golden boy. And people don't like to be force-fed. They don't like to be told who they should cheer for. So in retaliation to that, they boo the golden boy. If you like Michael Myers, play this game called Friday the 13th on PS4. The Friday the 13th game, is that based off of Jason Voorhees? The Cena was well received when he first came out as the Golden Boy. The problem with Cena was that fans wanted to see him go back to being a heel, because he was a heel at one time. I don't know if you remember when he kind of like ran with what's his name? What the hell's that dude's last name? I know his last name's Buchanan. I forgot what his first name was. But he was a heel then. He's never stepped into a heel persona since. And so with Roman Reigns, they kind of try to do the same thing they did with Cena. So like they try to like pitch that atmosphere of like half the fans would like him, half the fans wouldn't. But people saw through that quickly because, again, regurgitation. That was something that people can immediately think John Cena. So they're like, okay, now they're making him like John Cena. Like Vince and them, they didn't really have a direction to go with Roman Reigns, which is the reason why they keep reuniting the Shield. Like this past Monday on Raw, we saw the Shield come back in full gear to help Roman Reigns basically not, lose his title to Braun Strowman from the cash-in, the Money to Bank cash-in. Yeah. But if you guys watch that, because people are like, some people were speculating like the Shield was going to go heel, the Shield was going to go and become evil and all this other stuff. But if you look at everything they did to Braun Strowman, nothing they did was a heel-like move. They just did what they said they would always do, which is they would have each other's backs when they needed it. And when they did that, they put Braun Strowman through a table. And I honestly think that Braun is going to flip from a face to a heel. You like heel John Cena? Yeah, but see, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the fact that The Rock came out to help out his cousin at the Royal Rumble, that didn't help. I mean, I don't know if they thought, like, because The Rock came out, it was going to give Roman Reigns a good push because he won the Royal Rumble. But that didn't help at all. People literally thought that Roman Reigns couldn't do it on his own. In NXT, he wasn't really liked as well, if I remember correctly. He didn't perform well in NXT. So when he came to Raw, he still had a lot of things to learn. He had to learn how to put people over better. He had his in-ring promo was pretty bad, and that's why John Cena basically went after him on it when they had their little feud. And just people, when you force something to people, they tend to kind of push away from it. I think Roman Reigns will get his serious big push the moment he decides to go heel for a while and then go face again. Because that's like the MO in WWE, right? Like, think of The Rock. Because Roman Reigns and The Rock, although they're cousins, they are rolling, their careers are rolling in the same direction. When The Rock first showed up as Rocky Maivia, he was a face. He was a good guy. Came out in like blue colored tights and little tassels off his shoulders and everything, representing his dad, Rocky Johnson, and his grandfather Peter Maivia. Fans didn't like him when he won the Intercontinental title. Fans booed him. So then later on, his persona flipped. He became a heel, and he went with the Nation of Domination, and he was a heel for a long time, even after taking over the NOD and just strictly calling it the Nation, being the front man of it. He remained heel for a while. And then he would off and on flip from being, the corporate champion to being the people's champion and back to corporate champion and people's champion. And he cut real good promos. And he got over with the fans. And Roman Reigns has to do the same thing. That's what I'm thinking that's what's going to happen with him, is that when he becomes a heel, he'll get hated. All that hate, frustrations will just be zeroed in on him. And since he's a heel, it'll make sense to do that. But then when something comes along that makes him just miraculously turn face, because that's what fans like nowadays. They like seeing a heel go face. Like when the Shield was heels, the moment they betrayed Kane, and instead of attacking Jerry Lawler, they ended up attacking Kane, fans got behind him pretty quick. Seth Rollins betrayed the Shield. joined the Authority, was with them for so long. The moment that Seth Rollins basically decided to go against the Authority and then take on Triple H, loved. I mean, yes, fans loved him even when he was a heel, but his push got really big after the fact when he took on Triple H and he went on against the heel, like not the heel, but the Authority. He flipped from a heel to a face. And I think that's what has to happen with Roman Reigns. Like right now, his whole slogan, "I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm the guy," that was bullshit. Um, he's now known as a big dog, and the ring is his yard. I mean, yeah. You know that starting from places out on Boost Mobile stores. I don't know about it being at all Boost Mobile stores. I know it's out on BoostMobile.com for $279. So, how do you feel about that price? $279 for what's the specs on it? So it basically has 32 gigs of onboard storage. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM. It has a 16 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel wide angle front facing camera. It's IP68 water and dust resistant. 3,330 milliamp hour battery, I believe it is. So it's still the same. Same screen size, 6.2 inch display, Moroccan blue color. Yeah, is that worth $279 from the Style of 4 being $199? Let me know. Feel free to tell me exactly what you think. But yeah, as far as the WWE is concerned, I mean, like, it sucks today just because they regurgitate too many of the past storylines. The writers that they have, I mean, don't get me wrong. Mick Foley's son is a good writer, but he's one of the many writers they have back there. And because of that, a lot of his stories may not be running it. Hey, you not watching Gravity Falls?
Yeah.
How? You're in here. Gravity Falls is out there.
Huh?
Gravity Falls is on the big TV outside.
Huh?
This is not Gravity Falls. This is YouTube.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Daddy?
Hmm.
Daddy?
Yeah, it's because I'm streaming on camera. I think price of almost $300. Well, $300 with tax. It should have at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know about the Snapdragon 600 series. I mean, honestly, the MT6750S is actually running pretty good. I wouldn't really go with a different processor to keep the price down. Because if you're going to step up the chip, with the Qualcomm 600 series, then the price is going to go up. Qualcomm chips are not cheap. Not cheap at all. And that's why I can see why they went with the MediaTek chip is to bring the price down. The 6750S does good. But 4 gigabytes of RAM, I can see that. And maybe like 64 gigs of internal storage. Or fuck it, go 128, right? Like, hey, who's driving tonight, right? 128 gigs, 4 gigs of RAM. I can see it going for $279. But then, of course, then it will probably go up in price because you're putting more storage into it. And an additional gigabyte of RAM obviously will increase the value. So if it's going to put it at $300, let's just say not $279, but $300. I would pay $300 if it had 128 gigs and if it had 4 gigs of RAM. You see, I have no issue with MediaTek. The one in the X-Power was a beast. Yeah, the one that's in the Style of 4 is similar to it. I'm thinking, unless I don't remember if the X-Powers was the 6755 or the 6750. Or I think the X-Charge was a 6750 and this one is a 6750S. But, did you ever buy an SD card? I have one in here. I have a 64 gig SD card in here. I want to see Triple H versus The Undertaker. I thought it was over between them. It is over. I don't know if you watched Triple H's promo when he said it. Hey, you're too loud. No, that doesn't go on the door. No, that's for my Wii. You're going to break it. Don't do that. Like, it is over between them, but for one night. 6755. Okay, so then that was that. Maybe that should have been put in Style 4. Hey! Shh! No! No. Not smiling. Not funny. Don't do that. You're going to break it. Your mom's going to be mad. That's what she uses to play Mario Kart. But yeah, no, it's just for one night only, and that's what he was trying to. I guess he was trying to convey, is like how he misses the Attitude Era. Because on Monday Night Raw, Triple H came out, he cut a promo, he was talking about it. He was talking about when him, Shawn Michaels, and the Undertaker were standing up on the stage. It was the end of an era. It was the end of the Attitude Era. That was like supposed to be it, and how he misses those days. He misses, just the atmosphere of WWE during the Attitude Era. And then he goes on to say that, if it's for one night only and he can go against The Undertaker, then, yeah, he's for it. And then they keep cutting the promo for The Undertaker side, where you hear The Undertaker saying that I'll give you one last chance for immortality, which means he's giving Triple H one last chance to be another person that beats The Undertaker. And I honestly think Triple H is going to win this one, because the last times he's faced The Undertaker, he's lost. And it would only make sense that, to put an exclamation point on it is to let Triple H finally have his victory over them. No. 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 Stop throwing things. That's what I think. But, yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to cut it right there. I wasn't even planning on streaming this long, but we ended up doing an hour and 40 minutes, so that's awesome. I got a lot of things I got to get done today, so I got to jump in the shower and get ready. So I'm kind of late already, so I'm going to have to get ready really quickly. My little kid's funny? Yeah, he is. Say hi real quick before I go. Rain, come here. Say hi.
Hi.
Alright guys, so I'm going to head my out of here. Thanks so much for everyone that came in and watched the broadcast. And thank you all for the 9K. You guys are awesome. Your guys' hard work is appreciated. I love you guys for it. And yes, I will stream tomorrow. As I stated last weekend, I'm going to be streaming on weekends. So tomorrow we'll have a live stream. Comment on this later on what the topics for tomorrow's live stream should be, and we'll run with it. He was advertised night after SummerSlam on Raw, Brock Lesnar, but never showed up last night. Yeah, if you guys want to also talk more about WWE and all that, let me know in the comments too as well, and we'll fit that in. Like I said, my channel is well rounded now. It's not all just about Boost Mobile and tech. We can talk whatever you guys want to talk, but leave them in the comment section. The most popular topics will be run tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks so much for chilling with me today. You guys are great. Aloha.